Can you hear that? That is the sound of a 5.2 litre naturally aspirated V10, and it means whatever happens today, it will be a very, very good day.
Audi R8 V10 Performance rear-wheel drive. Just one of the many R8 variants you can buy today, and on paper, actually, it isn't the best. It has 570 horsepower and 550 Nm of torque, which sounds pretty good. Until you realise the Quattro versions, the all-wheel drive cars, have 620 horsepower and 580 Nm of torque.
As a result, this rear-wheel drive car will get to 62 miles an hour in 3.7 seconds and go on to a top speed of 204.4 miles an hour. It would be all too easy to get lost in the numbers, but really they just don't matter. Because, let's just circle back to one thing, that engine. That engine is a masterpiece, and because this is rear-wheel drive, you can enjoy it in a whole new way.
The all-wheel drive R8 is an objectively excellent car. It's fast, it's comfortable, there's plenty of storage, it's well put together, and you can use it in almost any weather condition. But it comes with a penalty. It isn't scary.
Does that sound counterintuitive? Yeah, it probably does. Because I really enjoy that in a normal R8, you don't have to worry about it getting away from you. You can just bury your foot in it and go. In the wet, in particular, you can feel through the steering as the power moves around. You can feel the front tyres tug at the ground, searching for grip. The rear end isn't just going to light up and you're not just going to loop it, just trying to enjoy that V10, which ultimately is the centerpiece, let's be honest. But in this, you can't do that. You have to pay attention. You have to treat it with a bit more respect. The traction control is good, but if I'm feeling a little bit of slip on the road, I'm getting concerned. In the wet particularly, I've done 700 miles in this car in the last few days, but quite a lot of that has been in the wet. When you're going through a corner, you've got a bit of lock on, you're just trying to apply the throttle gently, and then you get a little bit of slip in the rear axle. The traction control cuts in, it's all fine, but in that situation, I am papping myself. Maybe I'm just a wimp, but yeah, you've got to pay attention. You can't just treat this as you would the Quattro R8. But weirdly, I quite like that. The fear makes this feel more alive. It really makes me think. And then there's the steering. Without any power going to the front wheels, the way this thing turns is just more intuitive. The steering is that little bit lighter, it moves around more in your hands. Fundamentally, it's just better. You just feel like you know what's going on with the steering that little bit better than you do with the all-wheel drive car. The all-wheel drive car's got more outright grip, and probably on lots of British roads, in reality, it's probably faster, not just in terms of the numbers, but just actually in the real world, because you're not having to work so hard. But this just puts a grin on your face. So, you've got the comfort of an R8. You've got that 7-speed double clutch gearbox, which is an absolute monster. You've got good brakes, you've got that engine, you've got steering that is more intuitive, combined with a chassis that engages you more, that keeps you on your toes.
Is the R8 perfect? No, it isn't. Just one example, the screen in the instrument panel is the only screen in the car. and it all works fine, but it just makes the cabin look a little sparse.
But again, I'm not sure I care, because this car's life is coming to an end. That engine's life is coming to an end. I'm not telling you anything you don't already know. There have been countless other videos about how the R8 is getting to the end of its life. Ditto the engine and the Lamborghini Huracan, which shares a lot of what this car has. But to stop and think about it now, as I'm sat behind the wheel of an R8, it's sad. That is one of the all-time great engines. Personally as well, it's sad because when I was growing up, this engine was in the Gallardo. And I remember seeing and hearing those cars and thinking, oh my word, that is the best sound in the world. And now, here I am, driving an Audi R8 with that sound. It's crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. What a privilege. What a sound. What a car.